615 BNA. We got that fly DNA. It's our Delian Foundations. And we appreciate your patience. Don't bring trouble.
Yo, MC2MC, host Foundation.
Deli.
Oh,
SuMo Dope. Wait, let's do it again. Go do it again.
alright, bet. What's up? Hey, yo, what's goody? This is Foundation, MC2MC. I'm your host.
Deli.
You know what it is, man. It's SuMo Dope here. How y'all doing?
Welcome.
Man, I'm feeling good, man. It's a good morning, good day. Hey, trying to be productive, you know, that's all it is. Yeah.
So for the people who don't know who SuMo Dope is, who's SuMo Dope?
Man, I'm a local beathead, man. Like I do this music shit really just to, you know, honestly start off as just therapy, you know. I always loved listening to like instrumental music growing up. So once I as a kid, when I went to college, I went there for film. But when I went, you know, I spent so much time in that sound studio, you know, just learning how to use different things and you know, and that's when I found like a love for, you know, just putting, you know, sounds together.
Yeah, frequencies, yeah.
It just went from there, you know. So the school that I went to, they were like, you gotta have a Mac to go here. So,
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was.
I was actually listening to some of your music on the way here, really dope, and I got that from it. You know what I mean? It was like, it was beyond just regular music that was mainstream sounding or something like that. It was like, this person really likes instrumentation. I heard a lot of Asian vibes in the music.
Yeah.
You know,
you gonna get it.
Super
You gonna
dope.
get it.
Super dope. I mean, something about that's just tranquil as it is. So I
Yeah.
appreciated that from it.
For
It
sure.
reminded me of like anime soundtrack.
Of course.
'Cause I watch a lot of anime, of course. You know, I know you probably big into anime.
Yeah, like my profile picture on Instagram is Wu Fei from Gundam Wing. Like so I fuck with it, yeah, for sure.
So do you listen you watch anime, you put it on mute, and you just make a beat?
I'll do that. Like I've definitely done that. I did that with Rurouni Kenshin one time. I had like the whole first season just running while I was putting shit together. Yeah. So yeah, like definitely very influenced by that, and just definitely like the Asian sounds for sure. Like I didn't even really realize it, but like I don't know if you know, shout out to my man Frederick Weathersby.
Shout out to Frederick.
Yeah, he throws he used to throw the Monday Night Jazz stuff here, but he was over my spot last year. And like I just kind of showed him some things, and he was like, "You do have like I forgot what he says, like an Eastern type style with certain things that you play, certain notes."
The keys,
I play a lot of black keys for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely like Oriental vibes, East,
and
East
it's just
culture.
natural. I didn't even think about it, but yeah.
I mean, Wu-Tang has a lot of that kind of sound too, but it's different though.
Yeah,
I want to say it's different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's different ways to use it for sure.
Definitely, I can hear like the Shaolin and background like influences and stuff like that. Definitely dope vibe, man. So what you like got coming up, man? I know you just dropped Fool's Day.
I dropped the Fool's Day tape on April 1st this year. I ain't gonna lie, I dropped it a little bit earlier than I wanted to, but I chose to do it that way because of quarantine and everybody was gonna be inside. I was planning on actually dropping it probably originally the end of this month was what I wanted to do, but I decided I wanted to do something quick. I didn't know how long we would be quarantining, so I was like, everybody's gonna be home and they're gonna be, you know, you're gonna listen to more music naturally.
Exactly.
So I wanted to release the Fool's Day project, and yeah, I did that. That was pretty cool. And plus, like my man, shout out to Carmine Prophets, had just been like pushing me, just put something out because I just had so much
Shout
shit.
out to Carmine's,
you know,
the whole like that records.
Yes. So shout out to him, man. So yeah, that's that. But coming up, I got something coming up that I'm thinking about doing. I'm just thinking about doing something like before doing a project. I want to do something where I can like steady just release something. So I'm thinking about doing something called like Dope Mondays, where I release a beat every Monday. You know,
should do Dope Mondays.
Just streaming it. It's a good
I would
idea.
definitely support that.
Speaking of dope, I like the song "Dope Francis" from that project. It was hard.
Dope Francis, that is a special thing about Dope Francis. So that actually used to be my producer name before this.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like start over for
Yeah,
Dope
well,
Francis?
like I changed my name last year, like halfway through last year. Reason why I did that. Well, the reason why I had Dope Francis, I told you guys how like earlier my favorite rapper is Lupe. He has a song called Dope Francis.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right.
Word.
It's just like an unreleased joint. It's not on the album, but I fucked with the song. I liked the idea. So I kind of adopted it as my own. I later decided to change it just because there's like an indie band called Dope Francis out of Washington, out of DC.
Okay.
So
Dope.
that's the only reason why. But like also when I was thinking of a name, like what should I do? Because I still wanted to have some reference to what I was. So I kept the Dope, and I put the SuMo Dope because I was talking to one of my friends, and she was kind of like telling me things that Carmine was like. I remember her saying like we need some more Dope Francis.
Yeah, that's dope. That's okay.
Facts.
Okay,
Facts.
yeah,
Right.
that's
Right.
hard.
So,
That's hard. All right.
and then I came up like, well, like what does a junkie want? Some more dope. So, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Facts. So speaking of Dope Francis, my other favorite track is Schizo.
Yeah.
Schizo is it's just
Schizo
like
is
maybe
fun.
you do that scrunch face like Jay-Z make when he
Schizo
get
is fun.
Kanye just in the you know what I'm saying? But it did give me that
Yes.
that vibe where I just wanted to rap all night on this freestyle because
Schizo
it's just
is
so
fun.
gangster.
Yeah. Schizo is a very fun
What
track.
inspired that track right there?
Man, when I found that bubble sound, and I was able to like put it on my keyboard and mess around with it.
Oh man.
And then I just, found some like vocal sample online, and if somebody I couldn't tell if they were laughing or crying. That's the crazy thing. Wow. So I was like, it was weird. I was like, that's crazy. I'm gonna use that, and I did that. Dropped a few drums on there. The bass line was fun to come up with. And then Schizo's dope because
Where you get your inspiration from? Not to cut you off, but you said your bass line. Like, where do you get your inspiration from your bass line? Listen to jazz.
That track, I listen to a lot of jazz, but that track was actually I made that a little different. Normally, I don't start off with drums, but I did this time, and the way I had the drums rocking, it was pretty cool. And then when I found that bubble sound, I was just kind of freestyle. I turned off the metronome and all the grid, unquantized it, and I wanted the bubbles to be off slightly.
Some Jay Dilla vibes.
Yeah, Jay Dilla for sure. And then from there, after I had that, the bubbles there and the kick drum, I was okay. I think I know what I want the bass line to be.
Yeah.
But usually I start with the music, like with the actual chords first, and then go from there. But that one was different, so it was fun. And then the transition was pretty cool too.
I mean, when I hear it, I hear a few different influences. You mentioned Lupe Fiasco. I kind of hear a little bit of that in the music. A little bit maybe Kanye influence.
Yes, sir.
As well as that.
Shout out to Soundtrack. Soundtrack is Lupe's personal producer. He produced Kick
Soundtrack.
Push and he produced Superstar.
Don't he produce Kendrick too?
I think he might have worked with Kendrick. I know he does stuff with homeboy from Maybach, Stally.
Okay. I'm thinking of Soundwave. My bad.
Soundwave's dope. Yeah. But,
Oh, that's dope.
Soundtrack. That the guy. Yeah. He did those couple tracks. He did Kick Push and Superstar. I like his vibe.
Oh, man,
And I think he did Paris Tokyo for Lupe too. If I'm not sure.
That's one of my favorite tracks.
Yeah.
From the Cool. Yeah. Definitely one of my favorite tracks. So speaking of like Lupe, like what rappers do you want to work with in the city?
In the
Good
city,
question.
bro, man. I mean, obviously, I'm getting with you. I'm working with rock music right now.
Ooh, shout out to
honestly,
Sis,
I've been
yeah.
working with her for a minute. We got something coming through. Rappers that I'd like to work with, Vibe Out for sure. I've been in there in the studio with him.
Okay.
Vibe Out for
Shout out to
sure.
Vibe Out.
Shout out to Vibe. Shout out to man Seti. I gotta shout out my little homie Corey coming up. He's a young rapper. He's about like 19. He's pretty cool. He's impressive.
All right.
You worked with Odd Moon before. You guys said something.
You
like
know what? That's crazy. Yes, I have worked with. I forgot to say that. Yeah, I worked with Odd Moon. I got a track with Odd Moon. You know what's crazy is I don't remember the name that he called it. I've heard him like rap over it. I heard the song, but like, yes, I've got a track out there with Odd Moon.
That's
and
dope.
It's fire, bro. Like it's a what's the sample? It's Layla Hathaway sample. It's like
Ooh.
the beat's called
Ooh.
Forever. and then the hook says forever. So I'm assuming he probably calls it. But
That's dope.
yes, that's out. Shout out to Moon. I've definitely worked with Moon. It's a BA to Lou.
Cypher North, yeah.
Yes, for sure.
The whole
so
crew.
It's a few people I've worked with. Just getting my foot in the door right now.
Mess with that, man. So in the city of Nashville, how do you see like in 5 years, like what the city may become? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like far as even on the production, because I know we got beat battles now.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Vu, the beat list.
Shout out to them. I've been in a couple beat battles actually.
Yeah. So that's how I bet a lot of producers, like, you know what I'm
bruh.
saying? Like,
Bruh, I love the beat battles. I kid you not. Ask Jarrell.
Yeah.
I've came in second place every time I've done it. Hey, but it's cool
Every
though.
time.
Doing something right, though.
But it's cool because you get to beat a lot of different other producers.
and you're consistent.
Yeah, so like it's a great experience. And to me, he had like the last one. I believe the last one that we did was at the 109 venue. I want to say, and that was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I went to that one. Yeah. I want to say though, if you came in second every single beat battle, which was a lot of them, that means your style can mix in with every.
Well,
other,
every one that I participated, I've been like 4 of them.
Well, that's still like saying like your style can
Yeah.
be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you got to do different
Versatile.
things.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know who you're gonna face or what their style is or nothing.
I think what got me on the last one was R&B joints. I don't know why. I assume like
Everything you played was hard, by the way.
There was it was R&B joints. I noticed that I didn't pick anything with a sample in it. I don't know why. And then dudes was just flipping samples like crazy. And one guy had a Leah sample, but the guy that won was Nikes. Shout out to Nikes. He's crazy.
Nikes beats, yeah.
Nikes, like I lost to all the winners. Like I lost to Nikes, Conscious.
But that's not a bad thing because these guys are
no,
crazy.
it's cool. No, like I like they're talented. Like Nikes, Conscious Beats, and ETA. They're all crazy. So I think Jarrell for the beat list it's really dope, especially the website.
We need that.
So that for Nashville, yeah. I mean, it's things like that, being more of a indie hip hop community,
Mm-hmm.
So in 5 years it can really be great, if we just invest real, more, the time that we're doing, and just collaborating. And honestly, the best thing you can do that costs no money is, promote other people's shit and promote.
Yeah,
support facts. Like that's the best way. So that's what I think it could be.
So you had mentioned you went to film school a few years back, right?
Yes, sir.
Was your intention with that to incorporate your music making into a movie, or you just like films as well?
It's a great question.
What's crazy is that I am not a movie guy in the sense of I like to sit down and watch a bunch of movies. What I found out that I was good at was editing film. And and that's actually really fun though. Like it's really fun when you get locked into it.
Yeah.
I just kind of fell in love with, beat making a little bit more. But I went to film school. It's funny now, like when I hear about it now, it's I think it's being turned into like a Christian film school, but at the time, it was just like a regular, just secular film school, Watkins College of Art.
Watkins College of Art,
over there off Metro Center, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I went there for a few years, and definitely learned a lot. Like it was fun.
Yeah.
But I just spent so much time in that sound studio. Like I did like a short film, and it was supposed to be a silent film, but it's not a silent film. They called it a MOS, no dialogue, tell a story without dialogue, and so you had to use sounds, music.
Oh wow!
And
that's why your shit.
That's what pushed me into it.
That's dope as hell. That's a dope foundation to start
so
from, bro.
I started, and I was a beginner. I was doing things. I was using a lot of GarageBand at the time, little Pro Tools. But it was fun to do, and that kind of led me to this. So
would you say like editing is like correlated to like mixing and mastering?
It's similar. Well, like
or putting together beats and instruments, like because you do have to like piece and chop up stuff too.
Well, there's definitely similarities with you do it. You have a timeline, and you want things to be synced up to a degree. well, you need things to be synced up, and you
That's
know
real.
how your sound relates to what's being shown. Like it's you got to be on it definitely. Obviously there's differences in the sense of you can't really like perform shit, but it's
Right,
still,
right, right.
Like it's still like it's a layout. You have you have different things that can do different stuff, and it sets up. It's fun. I like it honestly. So
Dope, man.
I was
I didn't know that about you. I didn't know you went to film school. That's crazy, crazy hip hop fact.
Thanks.
So what's the transition from SuMo Dope to spoken word? The poet.
So for those who don't know yet, so I am part of actually a poetry collective here out in Nashville called Po Boys and Poets. It's
Dope. Shout out to Po
they
Boys
have-
and Poets.
They have like weekly, or right now we have weekly virtual open mics. Before then, we had weekly open mics. We had shout out to Vibe Outs perform there. Shout out to Black Whistles perform there.
Whizzle.
Rocks perform there. We're an open community for any artist to come through and do whatever they want to do. It's at the Peach Cobbler Factory. Shout out to Juan there at the Peach Cobbler Factory off of Nolensville Pike and Antioch. Hey, that spot's dope. They got
We
some-
saw them a few weeks ago.
Yes, that's where we have it at, man. We have it there. So
So now,
yeah, so
not to cut you off, but we'll have to do a timeout.
right.
Technical difficulties.
Facts, right.
Be back after these messages.
Is your track so whack it slaps you back? Don't worry. We got samples for that.
Yo, welcome back to MC2MC. I'm Foundation.
Deli.
And it's your boy SuMo Dope.
Yeah, SuMo Dope. So before we left off, right before the commercials, advertisement by Upstate Sound. Shout out to Upstate
Paying
Sound.
them bills.
Right before we got into that, we talked about the dynamic between SuMo Dope, the producer.
Oh yes,
And spoken word, the poet.
yes. Okay, so I'm part of a poetry collective based in Nashville called Po Boys and Poets. They have a weekly show. We've been going since 2016, I want to believe. Now it's based in poetry.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it's based in poetry. But like I said, we welcome everything. We've had comedians to come through, dancers, singers, all that. Like it's great. It's great.
Oh,
too.
wow.
Where is it located at?
It's right now. It's at the Peach Cobbler Factory, off of Nolensville Pike in Antioch, and like we have Carmine DJs there. It's a really dope thing. Like I'd gotten to them after because I dropped out of college, so I'd gotten into the poetry scene, just seeing what it was like in Nashville.
Okay.
And that's how I found out about my man Mo and Frizzy, who were the two main guys that were running it. And
Okay.
then just went from there. Started building, and we were getting traction. We received the 2020 Speak Your Truth. Oh no, 2020 Influencer Award.
Wow, man, congratulations, man.
By Speak Life Nation. It's a platform out based in Baltimore, I want to say. And,
That's amazing, man.
they're like
That's amazing.
It's pretty dope. I was surprised. I heard. I'm like, really? Dude ain't even got 2,000 followers on Instagram yet. But like it was
Those
like,
don't
but
even
like
matter.
the effect,
Yeah.
like
I don't pay attention to
like
that.
the connection that we have with people is great. Like we have, it's crazy. So, but like so, like I was telling y'all, a lot of people call me Dope, but also you might hear people call me Spoke. They know me as that. I was a nickname I was given because it's just I do poetry, right? And so it's spoke in words, spoke in dash words, right?
That's hard.
Cause I speak to my niggas. That's why I do it. It's like a play on words. So that's something that that's technically a little bit newer. The poetry scene thing is a little bit newer than the beat thing for me. So I hadn't really come out and performed like that, but I'd been doing beats. I'd been doing beats a little longer. I've been, of course. We're always writing longer. Like
Exactly.
when everyone's
Yeah.
I've been
We always
writing for a
poet,
long
yeah.
time.
We always poets. Yeah.
Like when someone says like, "Are you a rapper or a poet?" I'm both technically. I mean, they're the same thing to me.
Exactly. Yeah. Written
Like
poetry
for
yeah.
sure. I remember like my granddad was telling me like in this song that James Brown has. I think it's called Papa. It's not Papa. Big Payback.
Big Payback.
Big Payback.
Yeah, Big Payback.
And like Kendrick references it in the King Kunta song where he's like, "I can dig rapping, but I can't dig no backstabbing."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when they say rapping, that was just when you speaking some real stuff. We speaking real shit. Like that's all rap is. So I say like, yeah,
Facts.
poets are rappers in a sense. Rappers are poets. Like it's all the same, you know.
I mean, what you've written on that page when you see it, that's poetry.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Right.
So I have books and books of it at my house, all scattered.
Yeah, I mean, like what? Writing raps can be tougher than writing poetry. Poetry, you have more free reign a lot of times. Of course, it depends on what types of shit you're doing.
Facts.
But rap, like you have to have a performance talent. You know, that's what I noticed. Like you have to be able to entertain on top of making a beautiful piece too.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. I feel like poetry the same way too.
So it is. It's crazy because it's like when you're doing a poem in front of people, like you have to like the thing about that makes that so impressive. Yeah. Where poetry can be looked at as a little tougher than rapping is that all you got is your voice, bro. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
So
like some people,
pronounce.
like, yeah, you gotta just make them feel it at the end of the day.
Yeah,
right.
And it's a different way. It's a different way of doing it. And you know, same thing with rap. And yeah, so like connecting with people through music and poetry is a very interesting thing.
It is.
Yeah. So yeah.
I guess that can be the challenge where those dots connect. If you're a poet, if you might be somewhat introverted and stuff, and then you're trying to be the entertainer at the same time, the MC,
you gotta work.
You're stepping into another world.
You gotta work on it.
You gotta
like,
work on it.
You'll learn quick. Like, cause I mean, honestly, I think most artists are naturally like shy people, and you know, a lot of artists, you know, might be that I meet. They say they're introverted.
Right.
You know,
yeah, I hear that a lot. Yeah.
But like. It's like at the end of the day, like if you love it, like you're gonna do it, and you won't really care. You won't really care what someone has to say about it. Now, being critiqued is different.
Yeah,
people think like it's okay to take constructive criticism, but like I always tell people like what helped me be any kind of if I'm nervous whether I'm on stage doing beats at a show or performing is like at the end of the day what gets me is that like what helps me kind of like beat my nervousness is like a lot of people in this audience want to do the same thing that I'm doing. They're just not. They're afraid. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's like number one. What second fear? Straight
public
stage
speaking,
fright?
stage fright. Public speaking is like second or first. One of that.
I think maybe number
one.
That
is that and flying on a plane are like the two biggest fears.
Heights. Wow.
So it's a mug. Like it's definitely when anybody gets up there, man. It takes a lot of courage to perform and show what you do.
You gotta get in like the character. Almost.
Definitely.
I know I get in my foundation mental character when I'm on stage.
You got to be who you are. Honestly, you got to be that off stage. That's what I noticed. Like to really like be in foundation, being SuMo Dope off stage too. Like
tapped
being
in.
able to be that. You know,
that's real. You gotta live it. You really gotta live it.
So you grew up here in Nashville?
Family is from Flint, Michigan. I'm the first person in my family born in Tennessee. They moved down to Franklin, Tennessee. I was born in Franklin. I moved to Nashville pretty late though. I moved out to Nashville about 4 years ago.
Okay, wow.
But I grew up in Franklin for the longest time. When I go back and visit family back in Michigan. But yeah, I'm technically a first generation Tennessean.
Oh,
but pretty much, yeah. I've lived here all my life. Like I said, yeah, lived in Nashville, moved out here 2015, been there ever since. So
okay, bet, man, it's dope. So do you have any like events coming up, like anything, that we should be looking out for, on social media, any kind of platform?
Shout out to my girl Lisa Dowdy, who I met at the film school that I went to, Watkins. I'm working with her on doing some visuals for these beats that I'm working on.
Nice.
So that's coming soon. And I'm working, just working with a couple artists. Shout out to Rochelle. Recently, I'm working on something.
Oh, with Ro?
Ro, yeah. I'm sorry.
Shout out to Ro.
Ro. I know her. Like, okay, Ro.
I know.
Yeah, shout out to Ro. She's
names.
dope. She's dope. I can't wait to hear.
We got some joints.
What she does. I got something with her that I think is gonna be pretty cool. So
that's dope. I'm interested to hear that, man.
Those are the two biggest things right now. Dope Mondays, which I like the Dope Mondays thing.
When is that starting?
Man, I wanted to start in August. That's what I'm looking forward to. August. I mean, I should. I mean, honestly,
I know you got
why not?
archive. I know you got
Why
archives
not?
of beats and beats
Why
and
not?
beats and beats.
You know, honestly, but hey, I might.
It's Monday tomorrow.
I might. I mean, I'll probably release something tomorrow, honestly, just to get the traction going. But the official one, I want to get the graphics together and everything.
Oh, yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
You're
I
right.
plan on having that. You know, I want to have that done around August. You know, so that's the goal right now.
That's dope, man. That's really dope. So I know we did the MC corner last Sunday. We should definitely do like those like consistently as well too.
By the way, not to cut you off, because I watched that actually a couple of days ago.
Yeah?
You guys both killed that.
Appreciate it.
The very first track, what was that? That was awesome.
Oh yeah, that beat was crazy.
Oh, the one that I
And I
sent.
have that.
Good afternoon. I think that was the first one. I think that was with
That was- yeah,
with
that
the
was-
intro.
Yeah.
Yeah. That mug. Hey, that mug. Oh, God,
I think it
that's
says
fire.
Heru all over that one. So
Bro, that one. Yeah, that one's on my. I made that on GarageBand. That one was made on Garage. That's.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
okay.
that one is. Which I'm so proud of it though. Like, cause like that's got some years on it. Like I think I made that about 5 years ago. I want to say probably maybe less than that.
I couldn't even tell. Yeah.
But it's so like
Sick.
I was like,
It's
man, I
sick.
just feel like the switch up. Yeah, it's a dope shit. I like Good Afternoon. It's has a nice progression to it. So
Definitely, I felt the vibes. I look back at it. I underestimated it. I didn't know it was like the sound quality from Instagram, so I didn't know the live was going to be like on point like that. But it actually worked out, and of course, shout out to Upstate Sound getting everything. You know what I'm saying,
Facts,
sounding
did a
on
great
point
job.
as usual.
Facts.
You know, but you know, as far as like legacy, what do you want your SuMo Dope legacy or spoken word legacy to be when you leave the earth?
Hey, man, that's a good question, man. Honestly, like, just like, I mean, I wouldn't say it's anything that's more profound than the average person, but just do whatever you feel like you want to do, but make sure that what you're doing, you can use that to give back in some kind of way before you go, you know.
Plant a seed.
real.
So, because if people if people are willing to support you monetarily for sure, you know,
Yeah.
like definitely it's better. I basically I want to be known as like I was able to give back, you know, to those who support me,
Bless up to that, man.
musically, poetry, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So that's
Respect, man.
I think
Respect.
that's what I want a legacy to be, is like, you know, he gave back in some kind of way. So
I definitely respect that, man.
I think it's a pretty noble thing, and when you give, you're gonna receive inevitably too. So you're doing the right thing, and it's gonna come back to you.
Yeah, that's universal law.
right.
It's universal law. Who are you listening to right now?
There's a lot of different shit. So, man, shout out to Krangben. They dropped an album like yesterday. Like, Krangben is a dope ass like psychedelic rock band. You probably
Okay.
heard their shit. Jay-Z rapped over their shit on it's the very last song on that New Jay Electronica album.
Oh, okay.
The very
Yeah, I
last
heard
one,
that,
that emotional one.
Oh, wow.
When I heard that, I'm like, that track is actually called a hymn, like a church hymn. It's called Hymn,
Okay.
and it's
Okay.
off their 2018 album.
I gotta
And-
go back and listen
Hey,
to that.
bro,
shit. Yeah.
I can seriously like Krangben, like they're dope. They're based out of Houston. Shout out, I listened to Knowledge, dropped 1988.
I heard that one. That's really, really dope
That's
album too.
crazy. Yeah, I'm still listening to that. A lot of different stuff from different genres, but like I love listening to like a lot of instrumental music. So, there's a group called Jazz Boys that dropped something last year called Jazz Boys Go Blunts. Very
Yeah, you
it's-
told me about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's bro. Check that out. If you're a hip hop head, that's a great transition into jazz because their shit is fire. It's upbeat,
Definitely.
funky. Like a lot of stuff, man. Like I'm always listening to different things. There's a lot of shit out there, bro. It's a lot.
I think
I
it's a
could go
great
on
time.
forever.
I think it's a great, like you said, instrumentals. I think it's a great time for producers right now, because right now it's like people are in their houses trying to get it right up here, and they listen to, like, I heard somebody say like the number one like genre people are listening to is like instrumentals, like chill hop instrumentals. because it's like everybody cleaning the house, got kids, and you know everybody's trying to meditate. You know what I'm saying?
Looking for good vibes
Go
and stuff.
within. You know.
Right. I mean, and that's kind of like I don't want to like say that's the shit that I make, because I like to give myself freedom to do other things, but I like things that are vibey, you know.
Yeah,
Very.
yeah. I could tell where your shit is moved. You know,
I want it to be memorable in some kind of way, like, you know, because there's a lot of music out there. So
man, so much. Yeah, man.
But yeah, definitely. That's the goal, at least for me, when I make a beat.
Well, when I hear the music, it kind of reminds me of some of the beats that Conscious Beats makes. So
Shout
I
out
feel
to
like
him.
you guys can come
Shout out to
together if
him.
you haven't already. And make some
Bruh,
dope
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
You know
that'd
what's
be crazy.
crazy? When
That'd
I
be
found out he lives in Colombia. That is literally less than like 20 minutes away from where I grew up at.
Y'all gotta make that happen.
I was
That's
like,
gonna be-
damn, I don't even like.
I
If I
know.
went back home and lived with my mom, I'd probably be like 10, 15 minutes away from him.
See, that's wild. That's
Yeah,
wild.
it's crazy. Like he
I might be related. We found out we were like, you know what I'm saying?
What?
We found out we cousins. Like, I didn't know.
Could be.
I was like, this motherfucker happened to be in a group with this.
Yeah, he's in Colombia. Like what?
Yeah, Columbia is like, probably 45 minutes from my house.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where I grew up, it's not that far at all.
No,
Shout
at
out to
all.
Conscious, yeah, definitely. That's my homie.
Maybe I can co-produce the next Heru Heru album. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? We just putting it out there
We
in
might
the
working
universe.
on it. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Conscious Beats. But yeah, man, this has been a dope time. I appreciate you coming out, you know, showing love to
You know what it is,
MC2MC,
homie.
man.
You know what it is.
What's up? Yeah, man.
Always.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you coming
I
out.
appreciate the love. Check out Fool's Day, please. It's on all social media platforms. Oh, real quick with Fool's Day, because some people probably don't notice this. So the Bandcamp version has an extra track on it than when you can find it on any other. The band track
dope.
has an extra, like it's the first track. The first track on Bandcamp is called Crazy Ass.
Okay.
That's not available anywhere else. It's just like
So y'all need to go to.
It's like.
So where can they find you, man? Where can I find your music? Where can I find you?
So you can find me on Instagram at SuMo Dope, spelled SuMoDope. Fool's Day is on all streaming platforms, and so you can just look it up there.
Check that out. It's really good.
Also follow Po Boys and Poets at PBNP Nash. And yeah, that's pretty much where they can find anything that I'm, involved in, So
Is spoken word out there too? Or?
yeah, I got my own page. Sorry, my bad. And my own separate poetry page. Spoken words.
I want to check that one out too.
Okay.
Yeah, check that one too. Yes,
Man,
yes.
too many aliases over here.
Well, thanks y'all for another episode of MC2MC from Upstate Sound. Dope artist. We got SuMo Dope here.
What's up?
That's a poet, and as you heard, a lot of layers to his story. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And we got Foundation, Adeli. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
MC2MC.
Foundation for a reason. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Third shifts, graveyard shifts, we all on the shifts. Yeah, grinding hard every day. Grind hard.